Oi, Kasdan, what's this joke about a petition to get Solo 2 made? It's not a joke! Are you lot crazy? Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth, and fancy seeing you here in Jew. A very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in and sit down, and let's discuss the madness that is the entertainment industry right now. Yes, yesterday I discovered, just going on Twitter, that there's actually a petition out of nowhere to get Solo 2 made. Now, I'm very suspicious about this so-called petition. Is it real? Is it real, or is this something Disney's doing on the quiet to kind of create a situation so they can actually make a Solo 2? Listen, I just can't imagine anyone who saw Solo 2 being motivated to start up a petition to get a sequel made. Now, I don't think Solo's a bad film. I don't particularly think it's a great film, but I think it's okay. And if it wasn't a Star Wars film, I'd say, yeah, that's an okay film. But when did Star Wars start making okay films and not great films? I know, since Disney owned the rights to making Star Wars films. But there is a petition. It's there. I am suspicious. I am dubious about it. Look, I'm someone who's been fighting for the Snyder Cut of Justice League for a long time. It would be absolutely hideous, and I know Warner Brothers can't do nothing about what's going on at Lucasfilm, but it would be absolutely hideous if a Solo 2 was greenlit and we were still fighting for the Snyder Cut. That would be absolutely outrageous. We do live in absolutely crazy times. Can you see that moth getting in the way of my video? Ridiculous. Don't you sign that petition for Solo 2 either. But yeah, I mean, I was absolutely shocked by discovering this, but it just goes to show you this is what the internet can do. There are people who obviously liked the first Solo film. As I say, I thought it was okay. But a sequel, although if they're going to put Darth Maul in it, then I'd probably be more kind of persuaded into signing that petition. Now, I actually felt that kind of post-credit scene, or that scene with Darth Maul in it, was pretty awesome, and I thought that was a great twist. And yeah, that did kind of wet the juices, and thought, well, isn't it about time that they kind of gave us something? And that was awesome. That was brilliant. And I think that was their kind of shot in the dark to actually kind of make people excited. And it did kind of excite me because, as I say, the film wasn't a bad film. How would I actually feel if they did make a Solo 2? Do you know what? As crazy as it sounds, I wouldn't be very angry about it. I also wouldn't be very surprised about it because this is the way Hollywood works. There's so many fan movements. We saw what happened with Sonic the Hedgehog. They're getting the effects done for that. There's a petition to get Season 8 of Game of Thrones made. Never going to happen. The biggest one right now is to release the Snyder Cut. But this would be very, very interesting. But as I say, it wouldn't surprise me if the studio are behind this and, you know, fans didn't actually do this and Disney did this themselves. But I suppose you've really got to take it at face value and say that this is a genuine thing and there are fans out there, but who knows how many people have signed this. Now, ultimately, the odds are of Solo 2 being made are very, very low, and that's because the first one didn't make enough money. Now, some people think that's a direct response to The Last Jedi, which I do believe to a point. Well, I also feel that people weren't very interested in this film, but if we had this feel-good factor towards Disney Star Wars, and The Last Jedi didn't bore most of us to tears, maybe people would have been hyped. If there was the hype behind The Last Jedi that there was with The Force Awakens and Rogue One, I'm quite sure more people would have gone to see Solo. But what do you think? Do you want to see a Solo 2? I'm not desperate for a Solo 2, but it happens. As long as Darth Maul's in it, I'd actually be very, very up for doing that and watching that. But I want to know what you want. I want to know what you think, because this look, I just think it's nuts because I never expected this. You see a film flop, nothing gets done about it. But then again, Justice League kind of flopped and the DCEU is still there. But then again, This Star Wars franchise isn't going anywhere because the box office potential is there, but it's just that the joy's been sucked out of it right now. So just like the DCEU, Star Wars is in this situation where it needs some excitement again. Will The Rise of Skywalker do that? Is there a potential for a Solo 2? Well, I wouldn't say it's impossible. Nothing's impossible right now if you make enough noise on the internet. So if you want Solo 2, keep on signing that petition, because right now, anything is possible. And I think that's quite a good thing.